Hello, 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 everybody. If you are watching on YouTube and or if you're just watching the episode on Spotify, get into the hair. Get into the hair. Get into the hair. Is it giving rich auntie at the Christmas party? Is it giving? Black women unite in the comment section. We all think about keeping the braided bob when we take the braids out, but how many of us actually keep it? Oh, I'm gonna wear this out for a couple days. Like it's so cute, y'all. Like I really never wear it, but like it's really cute and I'm lazy and it just I had to get a couple some content done in this. All right, I'm done being annoying. Hello you guys, welcome back to another episode slash video on this podcast and or YouTube channel. Whether you're watching or listening, welcome or welcome back. Christmas is in less than 2 weeks. We have one more week until Christmas. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to anxiety induce you. And if you're watching this from the future and we're not in that predicament, don't worry about that. But isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Anyway, today I am here to kind of make a part two to my last podcast episode, which was titled Taking Time for Pain and Joy. Go watch or listen if you haven't already. When I started this YouTube channel, I was in the trenches. The beginning of this year, beginning of 2024, I feel like wasn't even just terrible for me, it was terrible for a lot of people. Okay, I was going through it. Anxiety was through the roof. Like, just so hard to do anything. And like, oh, now me getting like, I started my YouTube channel. Like, it really was so comforting to just have drive and have something to do and someone to talk to, even though it's like I'm talking to a camera. Like, I really ate that, y'all. I was really going through it when I first started my YouTube channel, and you guys probably couldn't even tell. Or maybe you can. Maybe you can see the vibes of how it is 12 months later, 11 months later. Okay. And a lot of my videos came from the shitload of healing that I've done this year. From going back to therapy, healing family relationships, starting dating again, and have started a new relationship for the first time in almost 2 years. I'm 22. I was single my whole 21 year. Hadn't been in a relationship, hadn't done anything like all that since I was 20. And here I'm now. It still feels weird. And like I said, when I started this channel, I was in the trenches. That was the end of holiday season because it was January. That holiday season was terrible. Anxiety through the roof, panicking, just could not enjoy myself, did not feel happy, always something. And I've prefaced many times on this channel as of recently, this is the first holiday season as an adult I've probably enjoyed ever in my adult years. Okay. It's always been something happening or something giving me anxiety or and let me tell y'all, like I said, the healing journey, like I said in the last video, is really never over because I'm enjoying myself and I'm still learning so much that I'm here to tell you guys about. Because who was going to tell me that healing, like the part of the healing journey that you enjoy, is still hard? Who was going to tell me that? Y'all wasn't going to tell me? I've talked on this channel about, going through hard times, healing from hard times, feeling like stuff just isn't going my way, feeling like I'm doing the work and not reaping the benefits, feeling like so much, right? And I felt like that in many different areas of my life, but especially I would talk about in my love life. Now I'm reaping the benefits. Okay, now I'm reaping the benefits. And it has been amazing and it has been hard. And let me tell y'all why. Accepting your blessings is hard as hell. Okay? You can look back at my videos from 6 months ago, look at my journal entries from 8 months ago. I was always like, I'm so used to being the healer in every relationship. I'm always telling them what they need to fix, telling them what they need to do wrong, seeing them for their inner child, trying to help them work through it, giving them so much grace, being so patient, but then also just spitting facts, dropping knowledge, making people better people. I'm like, and no one has ever done that back to me without pain, without it being like, oh, I learned from this relationship because I learned from the pain. I went through something terrible. I learned through it. Not just like someone actually putting me on, helping me be a better person, just being. Okay. I was always like, why did that never happen to me? Why is it always me? Let me tell y'all something. It happened. Now I'm going through this phase of life where actually, y'all know about how they always, I don't even like these terms so much, but how people always love to throw around the terms of like submissive woman, dominant man, like, I've always hated those terms, okay? I grew up in a very female energy household, okay? I grew up very, you want to do something? I asked my dad to do something, go ask your mom. My mom calls the shots. Okay, my mom calls the shots. My mom made the rules. My mom is the one who was stricter, more decision making, more like on us. Okay, so like when I would grow up and I would hear people be like, "Oh, my dad ruins everything. My dad won't let me go. My mom is just my dad's like little whatever." I would just be like, "That's crazy. Can't relate. Can't relate." For any of the astrologers out there, I'm a Scorpio. If you watch my channel, you already know. My mom is a Scorpio and my dad is a Capricorn. The dynamic, it makes sense. It makes sense. I just grew up in a very like, yeah, the household, my mom called all the shots. My mom was the dominant parent, okay? And I also grew up with a dad. Like it confused me so much when I grew up and I realized how so many men are and how a lot of them are terrible because I was someone who was so fortunate to grow up with an amazing father figure. My parents never had none of that messy, your dad used to do this in the past, your dad did this, your dad used to be like that, but then he got right. No. My dad, like, they don't got a cheating past. They don't got like none of that. My dad, and also my dad is never a dad who's told me like, go change, like what are you wearing, like you like my dad has never, my dad is so non-judgmental and like doesn't care about anything, never speaks on women, never speaks on anyone as long as it's not hurting someone. Like he's just so open-minded and like amazing. And so when I grew up and I seen how a lot of men look at women and how a lot of other girls' dads acted and the type of stuff, I was just like, whoa, that's crazy. Because I grew up, in my eyes, with a perfect dad. I say all that to say when people used to talk about that submissive women need to submit, blah, blah. I used to always been like, well, at this point, I think it's never going to be me. Okay. I never see that being me because in the relationship, again, I like men are always like a little bit intimidated of me. Like I always feel like I'm always the dominant personality, the dominant. We'll go here, we'll do this. I plan everything. I blah blah blah, and like bringing that out of me. I'm like, I don't ever see a man bringing like I feel like a submissive woman, whatever y'all want to call that, it's something you have to earn. Like I have to feel calm. I have to feel like I like you and I love you. Like I actually like you. You know, like to feel safe, to feel calm. I've always been like, you need a whole lot of stuff for me to fall back. And I'm like, that ain't never gonna happen. And it's happening. I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time, y'all. I really am. But I'm realizing how hard it is to accept your blessings during this time. Cause like I said, I want a man to put me on. I want a like man to make me chill and not me blah blah blah. And now I'm like, I haven't. I haven't. And girl, are you gonna act up or are you gonna like low key? I was just talking about this with my man. I was always that girlfriend that was like, you need to change this, you need to change that, and not in a just like way, like, but a for real. So I'm like, this is gonna help you have less anxiety. This is gonna help you calm down, chill out, be a better person if you work on this. Like it always came from a place of love. And now I'm like, I actually have someone who is a mirror to me, like a healthy mirror, not a traumatic one. And also, my man's a couple years older than me. Anybody else date men older than me? And it's just like, damn, are you my fucking parent giving me a lecture? Like that's how I feel sometimes. But again, it's like my ego, like he be lecturing me low key, like talking about stuff. And again, not like you need to do this, like just being like, hey, you'll feel calmer if you change this, if you don't do this, if you don't worry about this. It'll be a lot easier. You'll be a lot calmer. Like, I know from experience, blah, 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 blah. I'm not just saying this as a like, you need to change this for me. It's like you need to change this for you. Like, it'll help you. And all this stuff I'm saying is like like, it comes from a place of love for you. And a lot of times, when you come from an ego, and like I said, I come from a past like that, it don't sound like it. And I'm like, now I turn around now, I'm about to look at all my exes like, oh, now I know what it feels like to have someone tell you about yourself. It's not that fun. It's not that fun, my fault. It's not fun. Sometimes I don't like his tone. Yeah, but we already talked about that. But it's like so necessary. And I'm like, I've always been like, I want a man to put me on to stuff, make me better. Teach me some things that'll help me. I have a man who does that now, and it's kind of hard to take in. Cause I'm like, sometimes my ego wants to just come out and be like, man, who is this telling me about myself? I don't need to change that. Like, what you mean? Like, accept me for who I am or leave. Like, just coming from a past, I wanna, like, what you mean I need to do something? And I never want to come from that place. I feel like that sounds so egotistical, being the healer and speaking that into other people I love. But it's like, when you come from like a place of pain and trauma, a lot of times that's how it sounds. It sounds like a lecture, and like, you need to do this because of this, and this. And like I said, not from the real place it is, where it's like from love. It's like, I'm trying to tell you to change this or have this skill for you. And when I really get out of my own ego and I get out of my emotional state of being, I really realize how I'm like, I need to sit back and accept what I wanted. I manifested this. And I manifested something good, but it's not easy to grasp onto when it comes to another part of my healing journey. You get what I mean? Like, when people would always be like, be really specific about when you're manifesting, when you're speaking things into existence, y'all. It will really come. It will really come. And again, dealing with so much trauma and disappointment, I'm like, yeah, right. I'm like, I ain't never seen it. I saw it. And now it's like, what am I gonna do with it? It all is just a process. Like I said, it's the tone, it's the knowing a newer person or newer relationship. It's how you take in things. It's like learning each other. But I'm like, I remember when I was in my last relationship that was abusive, I used to always think that about my abuser. Like, I used to always just plead for him to accept my help and accept some changes, and just like, because I was like, bro, like, yes, you have a past. I understand that. I understand you're going to have triggers. I understand you're going to have fears. But I used to always just plead. I was like, why is it so hard? It's like, I'm trying so hard to prove that I'm not that person. Well, I'm not even that person. I wasn't even there. I would just be like, this is so unfair. Like, I'm like, you're really going to lose out on someone who actually is loyal, who is here for you, who is all those things, just because you can't get over like your own ego. And while my abuser's past and that relationship and my past and this relationship is way different, I'm literally like, oh my God, I got to turn around and tell myself that. Like I said, it's not to the point, like I said, I'm not a psycho abuser like my ex. But again, it comes to the point where when I have these conversations with my man and I realize how he's literally what I manifested and asked for, I was like, yeah, I gotta throw the ego out and be like, this is what you asked for. This is exactly what you need. So it's like, are you going to accept it? Are you going to accept the health? Are you going to accept that you deserve this kind of healthy relationship and healing and help? Or are you going to let the fear, are you going to let the walls block it? And that's some real ass shit, y'all. I feel like this video is a video for like the girlies or boys or non-binary people who, one, are dating and starting new things, or who are in healthy relationships, or even people too who are still just healing and not in those spaces yet, just to remember that. Because I'm like, whoa, who told me it was gonna be so hard to accept what I deserve in a good way? It's hard, y'all. The walls, the self-sabotage. It's like, when you heal and you go through stuff, I just realize I'm like, oh, those people make so much sense. Because sometimes it is so much easier to just stay stuck in the past and stay in those spaces that didn't serve you just to prevent either the good or the bad from coming. But if you want the good or the bad, you gonna have to put that wall down. Okay? You're gonna have to put it down and see it could be either or. And it will be either or. Like us. If y'all watch me, y'all watch the dates and the men and the dating apps and the stuff I dealt with for months before I met my now boyfriend. Yeah, sometimes it is going to be bad. Sometimes it's not going to be fun. Sometimes you are going to want to give up. And like I said, this isn't the end all be all. I'm 22 years old. You know, times fluctuate, feelings fluctuate. I'm going to be in bad times. I'm being good times. I'm going to be in okay times. Life is always fluctuating, especially different areas. I'm like, my love life is successful. What about career? What about other? There's so many other parts of life that can take a toll on you. And the journey is really never, ever over. But in a good way, y'all. In a good way. Because, like I said, the good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty, it's literally all for balance. Like, you wouldn't be the person you are. Life wouldn't be lifing if it didn't have this type of balance. Okay? And I 100% believe it. I know it don't feel like it when you're in bad times. You're like, bitch, do I really need that? But again, y'all, if I didn't have bad times, I wouldn't have this channel. I wouldn't have this podcast. I wouldn't have anything to say to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a part of life. It's a part of life. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This was a podcast episode. This was very ranty, from the heart, from experience. Getting a little personal with you guys. And I hope I said something that you can take away from that helped. Like I said, from any perspective, whether you're in a similar predicament as me, whether you're far from this, it's just something to remember. Because like I said, I never want to be one of those people that messes themselves up because they can't accept the good things or the blessings. It's, you know, another huge part of self-love that I'm learning. And I never want you guys to either, because we all deserve good things. Um, Not all of us, but I feel like anybody I've called to this video, because I always call in the good energy, I feel like we do. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching or listening. Check out the rest of my episodes or my Yap Sessions playlist or any videos on this channel, because I got too much for y'all not to watch. Like, if you're still here, I know you enjoyed it. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.